He saved a lot of lives and lost his own. This is the story of an anonymous doctor who died at 36 years old. Why do good people suffer? Why does kindness go unrewarded? He spent 13 grueling years learning to heal his patient's cancer. He chose the hardest ward in the hospital, oncology. Somewhere in his childhood, a hidden scar took root. It left a small boy with a single quiet wish: to be useful to society. He made a silent, definitive promise to his own soul. I will become a doctor and fight death so no one stands helpless again. He spent over a decade locked in classrooms and libraries. He sacrificed his youth while life passed by outside the windows. He was a materialist who believed in science and logic. He entered the ward every morning believing hard work could conquer any disease. From his very first day, he always prescribed the cheapest medicine that worked. This was pure conscience, making him beloved by patients. He worked through every night while others rested. He never complained because this was simply who he believed he needed to be. When patients could not pay, he paid for them. Over his career, he quietly gave 400,000 yuan of his own money away. He learned of a poor 9-year-old child in a mountain village. He began sending monthly education funds, asking for absolutely nothing in return. He sponsored this child through university without ever visiting. He never asked for thanks, hoping only to give the child a future. In his final months, a critical patient arrived needing immediate surgery. His own body was failing, but he put on his mask. He operated for 9 grueling hours, vomiting blood 3 times during the procedure. He did not stop, and the patient lived. When word spread that he was ill, a patient laughed at him. "You treat cancer, yet you got it yourself. You cannot even save you." Stage 3 cancer and intense chemotherapy devastated his frame. He read his own diagnosis with the clinical eye of a seasoned physician. He made a final choice to hide the truth from his parents. He saved his remaining money to leave a secure future for them. A woman asked to marry him, but he turned her away. He refused to let his final days become someone else's heavy burden. He resigned from his job and sold his apartment. He began traveling alone across China, saying a silent goodbye to his country. He had been genuinely good his entire life. In the quiet of his isolation, he struggled to understand why kindness went unrewarded. One midnight, he connected to a live stream hosted by the writer to Bing. The silent doctor finally spoke his truth. He shared his sacrifice, the bleeding surgery, and the patient's mockery. Then he whispered the words that broke millions of hearts: "I am not reconciled." The sponsored child from the mountains heard the stream. He did not hesitate, immediately traveling across the country to find his savior. The young man sat beside the bed and held his hand. He stayed until the absolute end, ensuring the doctor was not alone. The doctor never married or had children. Yet, in his final moments, the love he planted years ago returned to hold him. He never heard the words he earned: "You are enough, just as you are," but he left the world better than he found it. Tonight, a mountain child lives a life a stranger made possible. This mind is radiant and bright. What more is there to say?